people ask me about this game, I usually respond with, that was one of my gangster games back in the day. That includes others such as Chicago 1930, Gangsters Organized Crime, Mafia, and a few others. Now, whether or not those games previously mentioned hold up or not is a question for another day. Today, we're looking at Gangland and to see if this game is a good game. Gangland is a unique mix of real-time strategy, role-playing elements, and as well as being a simulation game. While this game offers a lot of things to do, it's best to just start with the campaign. In this campaign, you start as Mario and you work under your uncle. This campaign is very good in order to understand the mechanics of the game, since you start out as a basic unit, going to places, extorting buildings, and move up by getting money and able to purchase buildings and eventually have your own safe house to make your own decisions. Taking over an area can be just as simple as going up to the person and extorting them or buying the business from them. Other times it's a little more tricky. Sometimes when you go to one of these buildings, you'll have to face the guards in order to talk to the shopkeeper, or if you talk to the shopkeeper outright, you'll just get attacked. Every mission pretty much boils down to doing smaller tasks, taking over places, and then building up to the bigger task, which is taking over a safe house and destroying the regional bosses in the area. However, there are some things in the game that just make this much more difficult than it should be. My main problem is your character Mario just plain sucks. He has no accuracy and there's really no way to develop it until the later levels come along, since the first thing that goes up is the amount of people he can recruit. Another thing to note about the campaign mode is a lack of a save system. Instead, it opts for the checkpoint system, which in this game is way too far and few in between. You can make significant, ample progress and have that all taken away from one stupid mistake, and most of the time you won't see it coming. This is why when it comes to the skirmishes and multiplayer, my main character I use is Sunny, because Sunny is a crazy badass. This character is extremely trigger happy and is extremely accurate, especially in the clutch. His dynamites are just well placed, unlike Mario's who seem to bounce off the walls and kill him. But honestly, I think that's the point of the campaign. The campaign is not for you, Mario, to be so powerful to destroy everyone like Dynasty Warriors, but just to be someone in order to lead the people to the charge and to help them out when they need to be, but not to be the main character, the main one doing all the fighting. So this game also features direct control regarding its driving, and the driving is okay. I like doing the drive-bys, but literally driving the car, it just feels extremely stiff. I've played Forza, so I can't really say it's realistic. It's weird. It's like you can turn smooth, but you skid a lot in this. But I will admit that these cars are very useful, as they will help with drive-bys and running enemy units over. There are a pretty decent amount of cars to choose from. Most of them you can find on the streets, but some of them, like the sports car, the cop car, and the military vehicle, will need to be bought by the people in the skirmishes and multiplayer modes. I'm not entirely sure how human players react to cars and stuff, but I know that the AI is very dumb when it comes to this, and it is extremely easy to mow down multiple waves of enemies in these things. With the exception of a few scenarios in the skirmish mode, they all pretty much start the same. You start off with your own warehouse and a bouncer, and the first thing you're going to do is expand your territory since you have none. It's very important to note that the only people that can extort and buy businesses are the main character and his children. We'll get onto this later. Another thing that happens when you first start up is somebody will approach your office asking for a favor, and most of the time it's pretty much gonna kill one or two people. Once that happens, they pretty much are with you for the rest of the game unless they die, and they start out with increased combat experience. Some of the scenarios don't have any police whatsoever, but for the ones that do, you'll get a chief of police that comes to your safe house asking for some money. If you don't agree to the bribe, you'll get attacked by the cops. You know, I've gotten so powerful that I've actually denied him, and I killed the chief of police. While nobody came anymore, there was still cops around, so I didn't really see it do anything. Okay, so it's important to get married because you need somebody at the safe house to answer phone calls in order to get deals and to trade the goods that you get from the stores that you own and you've extorted. Now, as you've seen there, you pretty much go up to a chick and you ask to get married. Most of the time you have to pay some money. The recommended one that I would tell you to marry are the chicks with the black dresses. They are the ones that produce the best children. Specifically, I am talking about the wild childs because they are pretty much little sunnies. They start out with a Tommy gun and can buy 2 super Tommy guns to easily wipe out foes. They are just extremely badass. God bless them. A majority of the units are cool, but some of them suck, and some of them are completely unbalanced, such as the street girl. She pretty much just keeps you in an infinite stun as she sprays her freaking pepper spray, and you're stuck there forever. I'll talk about some of the cool units in a little bit, but another one that sucks is the lawyer. That pretty much is a son. He pretty much is terrible. All I can do with him is just have him sit his fat ass down in the safe house, and that's it. There's nothing else he can do. So along with the skirmishes and the campaign missions, there are also challenges within the campaign. Now this is how you can unlock super units to achieve through the campaign. You don't need to do this if you're playing a regular skirmish or you're playing online, but it is vital and integral that you complete these, even though some of these are insanely hard, such as the one on screen with the sniper. You have a very limited amount of bullets and they're scattered around about, so you have to be very careful with ammo. The problem is you can't control your units all that well in terms of shooting, because every time Mario sees somebody he starts shooting fires ablazing, and that drains down your ammo quickly, and we all know Mario sucks in this game. There are also some other cool units such as thieves and also black widows. Black widows are widows that are black in skin tone, or the stuff they wear at least, and they pretty much carry 2 double Uzis. They're pretty badass, and they're just almost on the same level of the wild childs. One game breaking unit that was criticized for the most was the bomber. They pretty much have the ability to blow up any building on the map, including the ones that create resources for the players to use. This really ruined multiplayer matches and made it almost impossible to complete a game. This game has a lot of weird things about it. One thing is you can't pause the game by hitting escape and bringing up the pause menu. Instead, you have to press the P button. This got me killed so many times. There are some weird glitches in this game. One of them being that I got stuck in a truck. I don't know how that was possible. So that's pretty much it for my main points. Graphically, it was pretty good for 2004. Nothing special though. The music isn't very good in my opinion. It has that weird techno rock music that seems a bit out of place for this type of game. The voice acting is decent, better than Empire Earth 3 by a long shot. The storyline only exists for the player to get from point A to point B, nothing else. So overall, this game is a 7 out of 10. It is a decent title with flaws. The gameplay is enjoyable, but it quickly becomes repetitive when every mission involves you killing the boss of a rival game. This game will certainly piss you off at times, but it's not as bad as Empire Earth 3. So anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. There'll be some more reviews coming in the near future, certainly. Now that I got a little bit more free time, my schedule has freed up a little bit. So there's going to be a lot more videos coming. I'm going to have a couple of other reviews I'm working on, so hopefully you guys enjoy them. And as always, thank you for watching, and this is Pow3rh0use signing off.